Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Egld. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart on TradingView, as you can see, we have the same Fibonacci retracement set with the swing high in December and the swing low at the beginning of January. And as you can see, we have our 1.618 target here at $58. So this is just a short-term Fibonacci retracement. We're breaking above this November or December swing high, which is very good. That's above $46.6. We had this nice impulsive move off of the golden ratio here at $40.59. I did set some buy limit orders here at $40.61, and I got filled perfectly on the money. And from there, obviously, we pumped up and we went all the way up to $54. So this move in itself, if I bring out, if we can just check how many percent that is, that's 34%. So that's not bad already. The technical target off this fib is going to be at the $58.44 mark. And that's the 1.618 Fibonacci level. Now, if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, make sure you watch the video linked down below where I explain how to use the Fib retracement. You can also see we dropped out of this channel down pattern. We back tested it as resistance here, and then we dropped even lower for a retest. And then we came back below the 55 daily EMA, which was also a good entry point, just like it was over here at the end of January. And right now we're having a move to the upside. Hopefully we managed to hold $46.6 as support, because that's the high that we printed here in February, and that's the high that we printed here in December. So hopefully we don't lose this level here. However, if Bitcoin sees a stronger pullback, we might come back down to the golden ratio once again. Now, if we were to come back lower, you have the 0.5 fib level at $38.87. We held that perfectly here on January 15th to January 20th. Then we started the move into that channel up pattern, which usually sees a break to the downside. So, like I said, golden ratio, very important level. This high, if we lose that, potentially we could be coming back down to the 20 EMA or the 786. So I would say anywhere below $45 really is a good dollar cost averaging area for Elrond. Now, if I start zooming out, you can see that we potentially have another fib retracement here. Well, not potentially, we have it on the chart. And this one is a more long-term fib. So we have the swing high all the way back in November of 2021, which was where we printed the all-time high, and we have the swing low back in June of 2021. And we dropped down below the first fib level here, and we didn't even touch the 1.272. So this was quite the strong pullback to the upside, and we're potentially not even going to come back down below $30 here. So everyone who is expecting potentially the 1.618 to be met at $12.80, you know, that's out the window now, I assume. But you can never discount any black swan events. If the stock market starts crashing, if the Fed does something, we're going to see crypto markets follow that as well. And I'm not saying we're out of the woods just yet. We might see a strong pullback down the line. So I would say just have some cash have some cash on the sidelines just so you can enter at all of these lows if potentially we're going to be coming back down to around $29 to $30. You just want to be ready for those type of situations. But what's happening right now is that we're coming back up to $53.69, and we are retesting that area as resistance because we lost it here in November, came back down, and now we're coming up for a back test of resistance potentially, and then we might start coming back down for a lower or for a higher low, which would be great to start this local uptrend here. It would be even better if we broke above the November high or even the August high, but that's too soon to speak of that. Now, if we take a look at the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. As you can see, perfect bounce off the yellow support trend line. That's pretty much where I entered Egld with my buy limit order at $40.61. So that was a perfect entry, and right now you could take profits if you wanted to, but I do think we're going to see another pullback here, and I do think it's going to be all the way back down to the purple support block. Now, I don't know when that is going to be, but at some point it is going to happen, and historically you can see that every time we were in that area, that was a very good entry. So make sure you have this drawn out on your RSI. Now, let's jump straight into the weekly chart on Binance. And before we continue, guys, I quickly want to talk about my Patreon. Now, if you want to get involved, there's going to be a 7-day free trial, so you can go ahead and join, and you're going to get access to all of my content since I started posting on Patreon, which was all the way back in October of 2021. So there are hundreds and hundreds of posts with low cap gems, my exclusive podcasts that I do for patrons only, my low cap gem reviews, project highlights, your technical analysis requests, exclusive videos for patrons. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there that I don't share on YouTube or Twitter as to add more value to it. And I also share all of my buys, all of my sells. I share my portfolio in there. So if that's something that you're interested in and you really want to support the channel, then feel free to check it out. Thank you. Jumping into the weekly chart on Binance, we are breaking through or breaking above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. That is pretty bullish because that is your major resistance level once you're coming up from a bear market. Hopefully we can break above that. Hopefully we can solidify above that, just like some altcoins have done recently, is they came up above the 20 EMA and now they're holding it as support. Some altcoins even have a bullish cross coming up already on the weekly chart, and that's a very bullish signal. That's pretty much the statement. That's the bull market statement from that particular altcoin. But really, I would be waiting for Bitcoin to print that bullish cross before, getting bullish. This is not the time to be, thinking that we're going back to the all-time high prices or anything like that. This could simply be a lower high, as you can see. We could just come back down, and this is just the continuation of this downtrend that we've been having. And, we might come back down, potentially retest the light blue support trend line here, which would take us to around about $30, which would be the top of the support block here. Let me change the color of the lower support block so it's easier to distinguish. So the top of the green support block here, if we back test that as support, we still manage to catch this light blue support trend line, descending light blue support trend line that we've been targeting. But what is very bullish is that we broke above this diagonal resistance trend line. And as you can see, we've been holding it as resistance ever since December of 2021. We had a retest in March of 2022, and we had a retest in October of 2022 and December of 2022. Then we came back down with another pullback, and then we broke above with authority. So this was a very good entry point here at $35-ish. So anyone who managed to enter at those prices are now looking at 70% profit. And overall, I'm very bullish on Elrond or Egld, and I am expecting a move fairly close to the previous all-time high prices, if not higher. So what we can do right now is presume that the low that we have printed at the start of January is the bear market low, and we can slap a fib retracement on top of that, on top of the swing high we printed in November. Now we can do that with the wick, or we can just discount the wick and use the bodies of the candles, which is technically the right way to use the fib retracement. And what we see here is that we have the 1.272 target at $856.50. That's our minimal target. The 1.618 is sitting at $2,080, which from where we are right now would be a 4,000% to the upside, which I think is possible, but I think that would be either the bull market top, or that would be a very, very, we wouldn't stay there for a very long time, in my opinion, if we got there. I would be looking at $856 if everything goes right, because some projects don't come back up to the previous all-time highs. For example, you look at projects like Dash or Bitcoin Cash, and yes, those are older projects, but I'm just saying that it has happened before. So don't immediately assume that a project will come back up to the previous all-time high. It may never happen again. But I think Elrond is a good project that will strive and will do better in the next bull market. So I'm expecting the 1.272 to be met. Now, taking a look at the weekly RSI, let's see what's going on here. So as you can see, we're breaking above this resistance level, or this resistance block that we have here. Let me just draw this out like that. There we go. As you can see, this resistance block was very important since June of 2021. You bounced off of that. You came back down January 2022, another retest in March, move below that, back test of resistance in August, in October, November, and potentially what we could be looking at here short term is a retest of this resistance trend line. So potentially we could come back up there and get a rejection off of 51.27 on the RSI and then come back down and retest 42. But for now, we're simply recovering. This is quite a powerful move, so I would expect some sort of a retracement before we head into the next bull market. So I'm just saying that before the bull market starts, we're going to see another capitulation. I'm fairly certain of that because that'll be the last sort of shake off before we start heading to the upside. The stochastic starting to move up as well. The settings for the stochastic that I have are as follows. So 14 and 28. And this is done in a way that we don't have a lot of false signals. So right now we're down here. This was a good buying opportunity from May until October and November here. And now we're starting to move out of the oversold, which was below the index of 20. So that's moving up now. That's great to see. We're getting a good volume candle this week, so that's also very nice. Signs of life are being shown here at the volume indicator, so that's good. And yeah, really right now what Egld is doing is going along with the markets. Obviously, some altcoins are doing better than some other altcoins, but in general, markets are having a relief rally, and potentially, if we're good to go from here towards the upside, Bitcoin is going to see $25,000 to $28,000 by March, April, or let's say $30,000. And then we're going to have that major correction into May and June with a potential move to the upside into August, followed by another correction. And that's where we start climbing towards the upside into the bull market. That's at least my theory. But let me know if I missed out anything important on the charts. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Patreon. Links are in the description. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.